We will now look at a comparison of school and education. We've talked a lot about these two aspects of students' learning. Let us see how they compare in the real world. If you look at education on the left and the school on the right, they are opposites. The school is specific while education is broad. In a school, you have to do things according to a regimented structure. In education, it should be open. The school is at a particular location, has a limited definition, the space, and today with houses converted into schools, the space is rather limited. While in education, it can take place anywhere, anytime, at any place. It doesn't matter, and education can happen even in the market area. It's informal education, but it still is education. So the area or the space is unlimited for education. Under school, the place for education where a collective body of students come. So it's a place for education. You're supposed to get an education. You may actually, in reality, be getting a training, but it's a collective body of students or pupils that come together with some teachers. In education, it's a behavior change process. If you're educated, your behaviors must change, and they must change for the better. If your behaviors don't change, or if they don't change for the better, you either have not received an education and maybe not received even a training if your behaviors become worse. Your behaviors, even if they stayed stable the same, you would be receiving a training. School is formalized. Everything is formal. There are rooms, there are assemblies, you have to stand in line, there is a break period, there is a timetable, there is a recess, there is a time to begin, there is a time to end, and so on and so forth. So everything is formalized. It is very, very structured. In education, there is lack of formalization. You know, you want to study at 9 in the morning, you want to study at 3 in the afternoon, you want to study math first instead of English, or you want to draw first, whatever. It's very, very informal. That's good education. Schools have assessments. In other words, there are tests, quizzes, exams, finals, assessments and assessments and assessments, because that's the only way a school is convinced that you have received some education or that you have improved. While in education, no assessment processes. What you do, your involvement, your talking, your dialoguing, your activity with group members and all that should decide for yourself whether you have received an education, whether you've learned, rather than sitting for these test quizzes, exams and finals. A school is official. Okay, there is a principal, there is a head, there is an administration, there are teachers. It's like a top-down hierarchy. In education, there is no such thing. It's non-official. Nobody controls, nobody tells you to go top-down. You can go horizontal or bottom-up, whichever way you want. School is systematic. You start at a particular time, you have a winter break, you have a spring break, you have summer break. It's very systematic. It moves from year to year to year. In education, there is a lack of system. You can do whatever you want, when you want to do it, and however you want to do it. In schools, you have certified people. In other words, they're qualified individuals. Your teachers, your principals, your heads are all qualified people. In education, you don't need a certified individual. There's sometimes you learn better from a non-PhD than you do from a PhD. So more qualification does not necessarily make you a better educator. Schools, compulsory period for attendance. You have to attend so many days in a year. You have to attend so many years of your life. You need to be in a school. While in education, there is no specific time limit for learning. If you're supposedly a slow learner, you started late, you're 25 years old, you have suddenly blossomed and you are now willing to learn, why can't you take your metric exam? Why should a system stop you from taking a metric exam because you're over 16 years of age? Those kinds of things don't exist in education. So looking at this comparison between education and schools, you see how schools, when they profess to be providing you education, are in best providing you with some training. Because when you leave school, if all you can do is what your teachers taught you, you did not receive an education, you received a training. While education can happen even outside of school and anywhere in society in real life.